Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will the sponsor yield?
Sponsor yields.
Representative, I just wanted to, again, clarify the timing on this. You've got a bill that will, even if we get it passed through both chambers, the governor's got 60 days to act on it, and that's about 30 days after the expiration of the current contract, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, and then presuming then you're looking at an override motion in both chambers, sometime in the summer you've got to find a place or a time when you can get 71 members together, and then, so that'll delay it more. And then I see here that the mediation requirement, that doesn't even start till 30 days after the effective date of the bill, which wouldn't be till a veto was overridden, right?
Yes, and that will give them enough time, hopefully, to come to an agreement where we won't have to worry about this.
Well, so I mean, you're months into this process when you will have had possibly strike, lockout, what have you, which can happen almost right after the contract's ineffective. Is that right?
In theory, yes.
Okay. Let's see, number two. I did notice here, too, this expires, this is only really for one contract. It's only for just the contract that's in place with ASME right now.
That is correct.
Okay. Now, I'm also looking at this and saying, now, help me on interest arbitration, because as I understand interest arbitration, that does not take account of the state's finances. In other words, the finances available to pay for the services.
That is incorrect.
Is it required?
I'm sorry, sir?
Is it required?
Under the statute, the ability, it will take into account fiscal ability of the government unit.
However, we can always raise taxes to improve the fiscal ability to pay the contract, can't we?
If you would like to introduce that bill, absolutely.
Well, and again, I only have limited experience with this from a village board perspective, but as I recall, we were presumed to have fiscal ability to pay almost any contract. I also want to make sure and ask, are health insurance benefits guaranteed under the current contract?
They are negotiated.
They've been negotiated. They're in the current contract. And I do notice, too, that I believe the budget that just passed, or at least the spending bills that just passed this House, cut $700 million from health insurance benefits. So how would we pay then for the continuation of this contract, other than by reappropriating or raising the spending level on all those benefits that otherwise would be cut?
It would be under negotiations.
Now, I mean, you got $700 million in health benefits then that instead of being determined by this body would then be determined by an interest arbitrator, correct?
We do not determine. We only set the parameters by appropriating. It's the governor who would be negotiating.
So in other words, we would be $700 million short. I mean, at this point, you're taking it out of our hands. You're taking it out of our hands and putting it in the hands of an arbitrator.
It's not in our hands no matter what.
Well, it's at least in the hands of an elected official.
Which is the governor.
Right, he was elected. I mean, look, this contract is worth millions, if not, I mean, hundreds of millions, and if not maybe even $1 billion, to the members of ASME, isn't it?
I'm not in the negotiations, sir, so I do not feel comfortable in answering that.
Okay. But either way, they've got a lot at stake in this contract, don't they?
I believe the whole state has a lot of interest in this, sir.
Now, and as well, I mean, I did a quick Google search here, and I saw that it appears, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that ASME has contributed roughly $350,000 to your personal campaign fund, and that's not including all the rest of independent expenditures and the like?
Not sure why that's germane to this.
Yeah. Actually, that's more for one person than the governor has given to the entire Republican caucus in this House.
As of today.
As of today. Certainly. He also happens to be the leader of our party, is not the Speaker. To the bill, look, we have interest arbitration for public safety because we don't allow them to strike because of the grave needs they serve. This is not the same situation with regular state employees. And what I think the answers at least have alluded to is this is not a good faith effort at preventing labor strife or in some way keeping the government open. This is a time of crisis, and in this time of crisis, this is a bald-faced power grab. It's a tax increase bill, and it's a budget-busting bill. And every member of this chamber should vote no, and vote no strongly. Thank you.